today I have for you the only two things that I was able to pick up from the Marc Jacobs coconut collection because it's sold out everywhere. Like, I mean, I only wanted three things. I didn't want the palette because it's too warm for me. I really did want these two, but I wanted the bronzer also, but can't find it anywhere. Everywhere is sold out. So today I have these two. However, I was told that my videos are too long, so I'm actually only going to do one today. I'm going to be reviewing the new coconut setting powder, because if I did the other one it would be too long, but also because I want to actually not do anything extra, you know, like a highlighter or anything to affect the finish of the setting powder. So I am only going to use this today. This is $44, and for $44 you get 0.28 ounces of product. It is a little bit less, well, no, it's almost, yeah, it's a lot less than the Hourglass one. I think if I remember correctly, the Hourglass one was 0.36 ounces of product for $2 more. But let us go ahead and see what claims Mr. Marc is making about this particular item. What it is: a creamy loose setting powder with 5 forms of coconut and cocoa butter to set makeup with a soft matte finish for up to 8 hours, which should be good because I'm actually going to work today, so there's that. And then also, you know, my anxiety, she showed up this morning ready to put in a full day's work, so shout out to her. I mean, what would I do without her? Probably flourish, but hey. It does. Finish line perfecting coconut setting powder blurs and perfects your complexion while setting your makeup with a soft matte finish for up to 8 hours. Didn't I just say that? I did, right? Okay. The loose translucent powder features 5 forms of coconut and cocoa butter. Why am I having to repeat myself? Okay. Which melt undetectably for a healthy and hydrated look, not dry or chalky. So lightweight and creamy, the innovative formula layers seamlessly so your makeup stays looking fresh from start to finish. The mess-free interior mesh ensures the ideal amount of power is released. Power? Girl. Like I said, my anxiety, she showed up today. Okay, the mess-free interior mesh ensures the ideal amount of powder is released for application, perfect for travel or on the go. How to use? Seriously? Never mind. Alright, so this is the packaging. Typical Marc Jacobs packaging. I kind of like it. You open it, and inside it's domed, just like it was with the Hourglass, and then you have this. Let me open. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're already getting everywhere. Ooh. Okay, so the powder is, it's kind of a yellowy, beigey brown powder. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, there we go. It's kind of a yellow, beigey brown powder. When I had gone into Sephora to pick it up the other day, they didn't have any up front, so ooh, this feels really soft and creamy. Wow. I had touched it the other day when I went into Sephora. They didn't have any out on the floor, but they went into the back and got it and made a tester, and the girl and I were messing around with it, and like, I want to give you a swatch of it on my arm, but it like literally melted into both of our skin, and both of us are black, so we were pretty surprised by that. But yeah, it like literally melts into the skin, like I can't even, but yeah, it feels really creamy. Like, it almost doesn't even feel like a powder. It's super creamy and very, very silky. Wow. Anyway, so what I've done today, because I really want to give it the same shot that I gave the Hourglass powder the other day, I haven't done anything different. I've used literally the exact same product. Yeah, I used the Lancome Skin Feels Good Skin Tint. I did mix it with the Amber mixer from Illamasqua, like I did with that one. And like I said, I'm going to be working today, so it's going to be hot there. Plus, when my anxiety spikes, I tend to overheat a lot, and that's usually the only time that I kind of sort of sweat, but I don't really sweat, I just get really oily, so it should be a very interesting day. It is now, I don't know, what time is it? Hey Google, what time is it?
It's 2:21.
Okay, it is 2:21 in the afternoon. I am going to be home around probably around midnight again, so it's probably going to be a little bit shorter of a wear test, but I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did with the Hourglass powder. Everything is the same except I did my eyes, my eye makeup. That's literally the only difference, is that I added extra makeup to my lips and my eyes. That's it. I'm even going to use the same Sephora 40 powder brush that I used. I'm going to go outside when I'm done, take a picture, insert it here for flashback. But yeah, let's go ahead and see how this looks. Okay, a lot more powder comes up than the Hourglass one. And as I did before, I'm only going to do this side of my face and leave this side of my face undone. So yeah, here we go. Okay, so the first thing that I'm noticing is, like the Hourglass powder, it has blurring properties. However, I feel like this gave me a more matte airbrush look than the Hourglass one did. The Hourglass one was kind of a little bit luminous almost, which I think kind of contributed to the oiliness of it. However, unlike the Hourglass, I'm looking in my mirror across there. Unlike the Hourglass, I am not getting a whitish cast from this at all, which, hey, that is a huge improvement over that one. So yeah, that's what one side of my face looks like, powdered, and then the other side is still quite dewy, unpowdered. So powdered, unpowdered, more mattified, kind of dewy. Like I said, I'm going to go outside and I am going to take pictures in sunlight to see if there's flashback. Wait, I'm going to take pictures with flash to see if there's flashback. But yeah, like you heard, it was 2:21. I'm going to leave, go home, go to work, try to learn how to talk, and come back later on with my thoughts on this powder. Hey guys, I'm back. It is now 12:13. So I have been wearing the Marc Jacobs powder for a little bit over 10 hours, almost 10 and a half hours, and this is what my face looks like. If you remember, this is the side that I powdered, and I did not powder this side, and this is what it looks like. So this side is a little bit shinier than this side, but the caveat to that is I got wet like 4 times, and every freaking time that I got wet, like water sprayed in my face, it was always only on this side. So I'm not sure if that had anything to do with how it wore, but yeah, this is what my face looks like. If we're going to compare it to the Hourglass powder, it definitely did not get as shiny as the Hourglass powder did. Like, both sides look relatively the same. This side is shiny, this side is only a little bit shinier. It didn't get as shiny on this side that was powdered as it did the other night with the Hourglass powder. And like I said, I got sprayed in the face at least 4 times, so that may have something to do with it. So a couple of things that I noticed earlier on today. Like I said, I definitely got a more airbrush matte looking finish from this powder than I did with the Hourglass. The Hourglass is kind of luminous, which I said I think is what kind of also contributed to the shine when it started to break down. I also noticed, however, I'm looking at it now and it doesn't look the same, maybe because a lot of it is gone. I also noticed earlier today that it did get a little bit darker on this side. It oxidized just slightly, and I'm not really sure what that was about. At first I was like, wait, my eyes are probably playing tricks on me, but no, the closer that I looked, it did look a little bit darker on this side than it did on this side that wasn't powdered. But then after I checked it initially, I didn't check it again, so I'm not sure. I could be wrong about that, but I don't know. It just seemed like it had gotten a little bit darker. I took pictures outside with flash, and then I also took pictures in here, and I will insert both pictures here. The picture that I took inside, I'm going to insert that one first, and the reason why I'm inserting it is because I want you to see that there's no flashback with the powder, because there is flashback in the picture, and it is under my eyes, and that's from the Kat Von D powder that I use for under eye brightening. That powder has a crap ton of flashback, so I wouldn't use it as an all-over face powder, but I wanted to show you the contrast between the under eye powder and the Marc Jacobs powder. So there was no flashback from the Marc Jacobs powder, but there was from the Kat Von D powder. The second picture that I took outside, took that with flash as well, but you can't really see the flashback of the Kat Von D powder. It's there a little bit, but you can also still see that there is no flashback with the Marc Jacobs powder. I don't remember if there was flashback with the Hourglass powder. There might have been a little bit of flashback. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, this is what my face looks like. This is the end result of the Marc Jacobs, what's it called? The Marc Jacobs finish line. Do you see my fingers? Freaking 2 hours, and that's what my nails look like. 2 freaking hours. But anyway, the Marc Jacobs finish line Invisible Perfecting Coconut Setting Powder. What do I think about this powder? It's a nice powder. One of the things that I absolutely love about it is that there is absolutely no white cast, which as a brown girl is kind of important. There aren't a lot of translucent powders out here that don't give us a white cast, and this is one. So that is like a huge selling point in its favor. So brown girls, if you're trying to decide, and I know I've seen comments where people are trying to decide whether to get the Hourglass powder or to get this one, and if you're a brown girl, I would say definitely pick this one up instead of the Hourglass one, because the Hourglass one, you will definitely get an ashy cast on your face if you're a brown girl. Even I saw someone else who was even a little bit lighter than me. Well, not a little bit, she's probably about 3 shades, maybe 2 to 3 shades lighter than me, and it was ashy on her. So yeah, if you were thinking of getting the Hourglass powder and you're a brown chick, maybe just give that one a pass and try this one instead. Alright guys, thanks for watching. As usual, I hope that I was helpful in helping you to decide whether or not you wanted to get this new Marc Jacobs Invisible Coconut Setting Powder or the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. Personally speaking, my vote goes to the Marc Jacobs powder because I feel like it is a more all complexions setting powder versus the Hourglass powder, which is really, really more for light or fair to light skin tones. It's definitely going to give you a whitish cast if you're tan or brown. So yeah, the Marc Jacobs gets my vote for new setting powder. Alright guys, I am about to go take a shower and hop into bed, but before you leave, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment. I don't have friends, so I talk to people on the internet, so leave me a comment because I like to see your comments and I like to engage with people. So leave me a comment, don't forget to subscribe, and as usual, it's been real, it's been fun, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!